Is your bun good?
My bun has a mind of its own. Woo!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast from AM to PM.
Hi.
I'm AM.
I'm PM.
And this is our podcast.
Yeah, it is our podcast.
So this is user requested or listener requested, right?
So I posted on my Facebook page,
Okay.
Scylla Stuff and Things. Shout out. No. I posted there and said, what kind of topics do you guys want us to talk about? And so this was one of the topics.
Or a couple of the topics.
A couple of the topics.
Yeah. A couple of them kind of related, like the whole, special needs parent, overloaded parent type of situation. One of them's kind of a spicy question.
Ooh.
A little spicy. Maybe it wasn't a spicy question, but I'm taking it as a spicy question. We got a spicy answer.
Well, that's why I put on the red lip.
Oh, okay.
I needed to match the vibe.
I got you. I'm wearing a t-shirt.
I mean, that's pretty much our life.
That's not true. I've been wearing a lot more buttons lately.
You have.
Priscilla appreciates the buttons.
I do.
For me, it's a kimono and wedges.
Yep. So you'll notice more of those pictures on my...
And cute jeans.
You're cute.
She
jeans.
asked me, because, I put on like a pair of cowboy boots and some jeans and a button-down shirt, and she's like...
I'm very
She's like,
open.
that's it. That's the look right there that I like.
Well, and you always say, oh my gosh, you look so pretty.
Yeah.
You say it just like that. Oh my gosh, you look so pretty.
Is that how I say it?
You're like, oh, you look pretty today. Yeah. But I wanted to know, like, what's the look?
I think like my go-to line is like, babe, you look really pretty today.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, hey, I want you to know something. So, yeah, the kimono with the cute jeans, maybe like a little tear in the jeans or something like that with the wedges, like the fancy wedges.
Yep.
Little messy bun, something like that going on.
The bun today, it's so much.
Well, she tried to pack it under a scooter helmet. That didn't work out well. Now she's got the headphones over top of it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some comments, some questions about like unwinding at the end of the day as special needs parents. Like, how do you give yourself that time? How do you find time for that? Like, what is your go-to for unwinding at the end of the day? Because now we have a teacher in the home, right? But Abby's still here all day long, and so that still exists, even though we have a teacher that's with her pretty much one-on-one. Even though we are a little bit hands-on with things that require our hands-on inness. But other than that, the teacher's doing that stuff. But still, then we have the afternoons,
Right.
and that starts at 2 p.m. So teacher leaves, and then it's just us.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like most parents, like we really, we look forward to bedtime.
Yeah, we do.
Like Abby's bedtime,
Yeah. Well, and right now with her having to get up early for school, we make sure that she has her meds on time so that she can get up in the morning. So it definitely has gotten better with not being summertime.
Right.
Because now she gets her meds and she's usually asleep by 9:30 or 10 so that she can get up for school in the morning. So
I think for us, the hard part is separating work from especially at nighttime, like saying, okay, like we need to not work.
Yeah.
And we never do that. And I think that's an area that we could probably work on, is having nights where we don't work. That's tough though.
We both like it though. So I don't see a problem with it.
But don't you think that we need that time also for like nighttime for each other? I mean,
yeah, I'm all for it, but I know you're not going to do it. It'll happen one day, and then we have to be realistic.
No, I'm talking like sit down, have a movie night, like an in-home date, like hang out on the couch together, maybe.
What are you talking about? We're hanging out right now. This is an in-home date.
Oh,
we had dinner. Now we're doing a podcast.
It's another train wreck. No, but I don't know. I guess I see where you're going from. Like, I don't really. We get a lot of work done when she goes to bed.
Right. Well, and the thing is it's not like we don't have like we went to the Jags game.
Yeah.
So that was something.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's 7 dates between now and January that we have
Yep.
already marked off right there. Like that's not.
we're not
that's
TV people,
Yeah, that's not going to change.
and we don't sit idle well.
Right.
Even when we're down there watching a movie, both of us are on our phones.
Yeah.
It's just who we are.
Sorry. It's how I'm built.
You know what? We need to make sure we go to bed at the same time.
That's true.
That could be a thing,
That
because
should be a
that's
thing.
something we could do.
That would improve. That's an area we need to work on. There you go. See, it's not just all about like us giving like advice and tips and stuff.
Even if we like laid in bed and watched TikTok together,
Ooh.
not like one TikTok.
Oh.
I mean, like one TikTok together, not like individual.
Who swipes?
You can swipe
I can swipe.
if you need to swipe.
Thanks.
But we're not going to your TikTok page because it's boring nerd computer stuff.
It's not boring.
Mine is funny.
Mine's funny.
It's lots of office cleaning and boy stuff. I don't know.
Boy stuff.
Yeah, it's not funny.
It's like sick looking classic trucks and like.
So maybe we should do our own separate TikTok.
Okay.
We'll just lay next to each other.
We'll send each other the funny ones.
Yeah.
While we're laying next to each other.
And then you won't open mine. I always send my TikToks, and I'm pretty good about like not sending TikToks, but I'll do like 2 or 3 in a row because they're really funny. And Isaiah and Ace said, don't open them. And I know they don't because I try to reference it later and nobody knows what I'm talking about. So then I feel stupid.
You send a lot though.
So my
like you'll send a golden retriever. Okay. Listen, you send a golden retriever having an interaction with a lemon on the floor. Like that's, and you're just cracking up.
It's so
and I'm like,
funny.
yeah, it's, and then you get mad because we don't watch them. But like, that's not our humor.
But then they had him like he was talking. It's so funny. Look up golden retriever lemon.
No, it's not that funny. It's
If you want to see what video I was watching, message me and I'll send it to you.
it's not that funny. So we get a lot of that. So we just don't have, those similarities.
Rude.
It's not that funny. Anytime you caption an animal with a human voice, it's not.
Oh, it gets me every time when they're when they're ringing the phone and they're like, I'm calling the SPCA right now because mom is not letting me have any more treats. I'm like, relatable. I feel like my dogs think that all the time. I'm so funny.
Send Priscilla all the pet videos, please. So that kind of leads us, not the golden retriever, but the nighttime is a good segue because someone asked about like keeping the romance alive. And I guess, and so that's related to like, and that's where it gets spicy. So that's being autism parents, being special needs parents, right? Forever parents. Like we're always going to have Abigail in our home, I mean, and I know, people's like, oh, you're always forever parents. You are, but
it's way different.
It's way different. Like you're caring for another person, hands-on caring for them every single day, all day for the rest of your life. So there's definitely that, that aspect of the romance. I mean, I don't know how many times like we've had to, clean up a mess or deal with, a meltdown right before bed or just, and it's like, and it certainly kills the mood. You're like, God, I know what we did to create that human. We're going to do that again? Like as practice? It doesn't make sense. Like, oh my gosh, and it's, I don't know. You definitely learn to separate parts of your life because I feel like you have to compartmentalize things, right? Like your day can be an absolute crap show, right? And you still have romantic, time with your significant other, that one-on-one time where you can, and it kind of gives you an opportunity. Like it's the best medicine to like, just laugh, look into each other's eyes, be like, holy crap, can you believe we do this together on a daily basis? And you got to laugh it off. And it not only improves your relationship with your significant other, but it's going to ease the pain of the other challenges that you face, I feel like. So So that's kind of, that's important.
I don't have a ton to talk about with this topic. It's super I grew up not talking about that kind of stuff.
I don't think anybody's looking for details, Beb. I think it's the idea of it. It's the idea of being romantic and it could be time. It doesn't have to be hanky panky, darling. It's not. Yeah, gosh. Oh, she's like, I don't want to talk about this. I grew up in the South. We turned our own butter and didn't talk about penises. So no, this is. She's like, you just said the.
No, but your parents are very much more open about this.
Yeah.
And so you're much more you're not like your parents when it comes to it.
Sorry, Mom. Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, they are very, open to the married, natural, physical relationships and stuff like that. They said some super cringy stuff around me when I was a kid, but don't come home at lunch. That was always
on Mondays at noon.
Yeah. Mondays at noon, don't come home. When I was older, that was a thing. Anyway, so put it all out there for the whole world. So I think that's the important thing, though. That's what I'm getting to is the compartmentalizing of your relationships, of your day, of your, the things that you're facing. You can't let everything put you out of the mood, right? Because if you do, then you're never. I mean, with the life that we've had and a lot of situations that we've been in, gosh, we could have really been out of the mood all the time because it's just there's always something going on. There's always something happening. There's always, it's always 100 miles an hour, and I think that's really easy to do. We have certainly struggled in our relationship with. I mean, I don't know how many times we've had upset conversations where it's are we even married?
Right.
And
so one of the things I did want to touch on is if you have a newly diagnosed child or a younger child, you're probably feeling this way more than someone with a 17-year-old child because we've been doing it longer. We've figured out tools to make us more successful being a married couple. Mm-hmm. So if you're not there yet, it's okay.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you have a bad marriage. It doesn't mean that you're not, you're broken. It just means that you're at a different part of your life. Just like with everything, everybody's at a different chapter. So you cannot compare your chapter to our chapter because we're way further ahead if you have a 3 or 4-year-old. And then honestly, people are different. I know some people put romantic time in front of everything else. And that's what works for them. To me, I like going on a date with you. If we have to choose, So there's that too. If you have to choose right now, you have to figure out what's more important for you and your partner.
But it's important to have those conversations with each other.
It's
because what you value may be different from what they value.
Right.
And then they're going to feel like you don't value their values. You don't think about them as being a priority, and you have to. It does happen, unfortunately, and I think it happens more on one side of the marriage than other traditionally, but I think it can happen to both men and women. But you get so focused on this project of raising a child with a disability that you really neglect the other people in your life, including your spouse. And if they're not as invested as you are in this project, then that can cause a little bit of a rift there as well. And that, there's contention between the two of you. So one of them feels like they're not getting attention and the other one feels like, that the other person's priorities are screwed up. And, so that communication is super important. It always has been for us. I think that's what's the glue that's kept us together is being able to talk. I have no
problem communicating.
Right.
You're much more reserved. You don't communicate your stresses to me.
I'm scared of you.
Oh my gosh. You're so ridiculous.
Terrified.
But I have no problem telling Asa, like, this is how I'm feeling right now. I don't expect him to fix it. And that's the other thing. You can't expect your partner, your spouse, to fix it. Like, come to them just like you would with anybody and say, this is a problem I'm having. This is the solution that I think we can have. Because that's kind of what I do.
It's my job as your husband to, I feel it is my job as your husband to provide moments of joy, right? Like I enjoy providing moments of joy, but it is not my job as a husband to make you happy.
Correct.
That, and that's something that we both agree on, that we both focus on. It's like, it's my job to make myself happy. It's her job to make herself happy. And if someone is not bringing, if someone is hindering me from my happiness, first of all, I need to look at that relationship and realize, like, what am I doing wrong that I'm allowing them to get in the way of my happiness? And it may be just something as simple as having conversations. Hey, look, this is what I envision my life to be like. This is how I envision our relationship to be like. How do you envision it? Let's meet in the middle. Because, again, communication, it really all comes down to that, We do it all the time. Like I said, we have those conversations so often where we're like, this is not working. Like,
our go-to is
roommates.
We're roommates.
Yeah. We're work buddies. We're bros. She's like, I'm not your bro. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. So, we have these conversations all the time, and we have to rekindle constantly. If you're not working on your relationship, then it's failing. After 21 years, like, we're still constantly working on it and trying to improve and trying to master those segments. And we never will. You'll never get to perfection. So I asked my mom, I've said this a few times in the podcast, I think. My mom was in her 60s, and I mean, she is, but I was asking her, I said, Mom, at what point in life do you, have it figured out? Because I was struggling. She's like, I'll let you know when I get there, I'm like, great, fantastic. So you never do get there, but you keep working towards it.
We're always a work in progress. Everybody has room to grow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to be like a sit down serious conversation. Like we were talking about when I told him that we weren't bros, like it was in a jokingly way, but like it gets the point across.
Oh, I know, because we've had the conversation before, a serious conversation before. Neither one of us were mad at it. We're just like, hey, I'd really like to fix this because I love you and I think you're hot and I want to, I don't want to be just working buddies.
Well, and we'll go into a restaurant or anywhere, and we're like, so this is a date.
Yeah.
Or we'll say this is a working date.
Because we do work, both of us work from our phones a lot. So it's, working date means phones are okay. A date is let's hold hands and talk to each other. And, that's what that means.
Yep.
So. Yeah, that's. I don't know if that was
Here's
a lot
our
of
expert advice.
I don't know if that helped you at all. I hope that we provide some kind of insight into, at least the way our relationship works. It works for us. It may not work for you. That's fine. Let me know. You guys watching on the videos and whatnot. Let us know in the comments. What's your give everyone some marriage advice. I know we got some people that have been married for eons out there.
Yeah.
So, thanks for hanging out with us on the podcast, guys. We will see
Thank
you next time.
Bye, guys.
It was a good podcast, I feel like.
So too.
I enjoyed it.